Welcome to the Art of Hustle podcast. My name is Tanush Manan, and today we have a very special guest, Mr. Sathwik Maanthini, the CEO of Homely Fit and also the CEO of Community. Sathwik sir, it's an honor to have you on the podcast.
The pleasure is mine.
So let's start right into the podcast. Let's go back in time. How was your childhood like? Where did you study? What were your interests out of school? The schooling life.
So I think so. Thanks for asking that question because it just takes me back to where I started. Also, just want to know: is it gonna be like in all English or can I speak in Telugu?
You can speak in Telugu.
Yeah, just for the comfort. So yeah, I think so. If we start, we go back to my childhood. Almost was born and brought up in Tirupati. Motam 18 years I was in Tirupati only. I did my schooling in Vidyaniketan and I did my inter from a Kendriya Vidyalaya. So 18 years I was in Tirupati only. And it was really nice. I had like a society approved the most successful elder brother. He takes care of himself. Right now he's actually, his movie released a couple of months back, Needare Nikada Ani. So, proper, like he's an architect by profession and he's an actor by passion. So kabatti I watched him grow up, and my mom and dad were entirely into business. So they have been they always tried to do something or the other in terms of business front. So I grew up watching them hustle, and I grew up my brother taking care of myself. So my entire childhood I saw both sides of passion and profession, and that had a very big impact on where I am right now. So that's pretty much my childhood.
And what about your college life? Where did you go for college? Where did you study in college?
That's one more big thing. So one of the biggest cultural shift that I'm grateful for is I did my entire BBA from Christ University, Bangalore. So it's one of the most biggest cultural shift because Tirupatilo Telugu tappa everike maatlaadu. If you talk in English or Hindi, it's very weird because like they'll think like evadidu anta cool ga maatladunnadu Telugulo maatladara. So and when I reached out to Christ, there is no one talking in Telugu because we had like people from across every possible state. So suddenly I was an outsider అనిపించింది. The entire journey was, the college journey was very, very ups and downs. But we made it happen. It was really nice. But yeah, my entire college was in Bangalore.
What were your interests while in college?
So yeah, when you're in college, you are just ending your teenage, 18s to you're entering 21. So this is a place where everyone has one particular talent. ఒకడు ఉంటాడు ఖచ్చితంగా గిటార్ పట్టుకొని ఎవ్రీ కాలేజ్లో వెళ్ళి పాడుతూ ఉంటాడు. ఎవడో ఒకడు ఖచ్చితంగా వెళ్తే రియలీ గుడ్ ఇన్ స్పోర్ట్స్. సో టు బీ ఆనెస్ట్, ఐ డెంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ సచ్ టాలెంట్. ఐ వాజ్ నాట్ ఇన్ టు లైక్ ఐ వాజ్ గుడ్ అండ్ ఐ వాజ్ హ్యావింగ్ లాడ్ ఆఫ్ పియర్ ప్రెషర్. నాకంటే వేరే వాళ్ళు బాగా చేస్తున్నారేమో. there was lot of confusion around me. But in college I didn't have any particular talent as such or interest as such. In my first year, it was a very, very sad year. But my first year ending lo, like obviously like any other college kid, I went through a small depression phase. I was like maybe no one likes me, maybe I'm not good at anything అన్న phase nunchi my mom taught me that she told this supermarket approach. So for example, you need a pen, you go to the supermarket to get it. Now there are so many things in the supermarket, but you don't need to take that pen and come out. అలానే నీ లైఫ్లో కూడా there will be so many things. నీకు నచ్చింది ఒకటి తీసుకొని you try to get better at it. సో అక్కడి నుంచి I realized my thing was festing. I can talk really nice, I can sell something nice. I thought I'm a really good salesman. సో అక్కడ ఫెస్టింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి I did my festing in Christ. My second and third year lo, I went up to around 70 plus college fests for best manager ani, marketing ani. So I covered almost every possible IIT and IIM in India. So festing got my biggest, and also I was a volleyball player. So second year I was into volleyball and dancing koncham pitch undedi. Masala boys ఒక చిన్న డాన్స్ క్లాస్ పెట్టుకొని, there are all these professional dance clubs ఉంటాయి. వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది they will have auditions and all కదా. ఎవరైతే ఎక్కడ సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వలేదో ఐ వాస్ లైక్ యూ గైస్ కమ్ టు మసాలా బాయ్స్. సో యూస్ టు వేర్ పంచలు అండ్ గో ఆన్ ది స్టేజ్ ఆన్ దిస్ యాన్యువల్ డేస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ దిస్ డాన్స్ ఫెస్ట్. యూస్ టు సింగ్ ఫర్ డాన్స్ ఫర్ ఆల్ దిస్ కుత్తు సాంగ్స్. రజనీకాంత్ పోస్టర్లు పట్టుకొని వెళ్ళి మారీ సాంగ్స్ డాన్స్ చేసి. సో ఐ టు డూ ఆల్ దట్.
So after your college, did you start working anywhere?
Yeah, I mean immediately after college there was obviously placements avani unnai. I didn't sit for them because I just thought maybe I want to explore. But there was this one fest I went to where, Zomato's particular manager was there, and he saw how I was talking, and they offered me a job. So I went through it. So almost like 1.5 year, I worked as a marketing growth manager for Zomato Bangalore.
Okay. So, coming back to your startup and all, as you are the founder of Homely Fit and Community, you've also been in that corporate job. So, generally, corporate jobs are around you have a well-paying salary. Obviously, you were working in Zomato, you had a well-paying job. To leave all of that, to start something of your own from scratch, how did it feel like? What was the journey there? What was going in your head at that point?
Interesting question, because any corporate job is a very cool safety net. నీకు మంత్ స్టార్టింగ్లో డబ్బులు అకౌంట్లోకి వస్తాయి. ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్‌షిప్ అంటే డబ్బులు బయటకు వెళ్తాయి. ఫస్ట్ నువ్వు డబ్బులు శాలరీ ఇవ్వాలి. సో దట్స్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ షిఫ్ట్. బట్ వాట్ ఐ థింక్ చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి ఐ గాట్ ఎక్సైటెడ్ బై ది అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ బిజినెస్ ఐ హావ్ బీన్ సీయింగ్ అరౌండ్. I personally love one factor that time is money అంటారు. లైక్ ఐ రియల్లీ లవ్ మై టైం. నాకు ఎవరైనా వచ్చి నాకు ఇలా చేయాలి అని చెప్తే ఐ వుడెంట్ లైక్ ఇట్. సో దట్స్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ థింగ్ దట్ గాట్ మీ. లైక్ ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్ అయితే ఐ మైట్ గెట్ ఫ్రీడమ్ అన్న థాట్ ప్రాసెస్లో బతికాను. పీపుల్ ఆర్ వాచింగ్ దిస్, ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ థింకింగ్ జాబ్ వర్సెస్ ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్‌షిప్, జాబ్ అంటే 9 to 5, ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్‌షిప్ అంటే క్లాక్ అనేది మర్చిపోవాలి. You will never know what is the time. At any point of the time, something, even right now I'm here, but in back of my head there are million things running. That is it going on or not? What is going on? Like, ఒక మంచి టీమ్ ఉండి they are doing it, but I need to be there. If I'm there, I would have done a better job అన్న thought ఉంటుంది కదా. So that shift is something where you will get based on your association. They keep saying this, your average IQ and EQ is the 5 people you surround yourself with. నీ చుట్టూ ఇప్పుడు ఒక 5 మంది ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళ 5 మంది ఏమైతే బిలీవ్ చేస్తారో యూ ఆల్సో బిలీవ్ ద సేమ్. అండ్ యూ సరౌండ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ విత్, ఆర్ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు మీట్ దెమ్ పర్సనలీ. యూ సీ లాట్ ఆఫ్ బిజినెస్ పీపుల్, సీ వాట్ దే ఆర్ టాకింగ్, సీ వాట్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ త్రూ. దట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఎన్ ఇంపాక్ట్. అండ్ సడన్గా నువ్వు లేచి రేపు ఐల్ బి అన్ ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్ అని చెప్పు. దట్ డజంట్ హ్యాపెన్. ఇట్స్ ఎ గ్రాడ్యువల్ ప్రాసెస్. యూ సరౌండ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ విత్, యూ లవ్ ద హజిల్, యూ లవ్ ద ప్యాషన్, దెన్ one day you will have the guts to wake up and follow that. So that's how you trigger and you change.
So following your question, you're the average of the 5 people you surrounded. So you surrounded yourself mostly with with your parents doing business and a very successful elder brother. So generally siblings are seeing this successful elder brother. It puts a lot of pressure on the younger sibling.
Oh yeah, obviously. Like I think it is his success. Like also, he never made me feel that I was inferior to him. He never made me he always was there. He was always supporting me. He was always there giving me a push. But it also depends on your individual. Like if you start comparing yourself with not just your brother, evartho aina gaani, each people has different races, no? So that comparison is something which is a very very difficult thing to master. Chala kashtam. If you master it, that's when you go much and above beyond that point. So my brother was never my comparison. He was always my support. నేను ఏది చేసినా వీళ్ళు సపోర్ట్ మీ అన్నది చూస్తే బ్రదర్ వీళ్ళు సపోర్ట్ మీ అన్న ధైర్యం ఉంది నాకు. ద సేమ్ థింగ్ విత్ అదర్ పీపుల్ ఆల్సో. ఐ నెవర్ టుక్ ఎనీ వన్ యాజ్ మై కంపారిజన్ ఆర్ ఎ కాంపిటీషన్, బికాస్ ద మూమెంట్ యూ టేక్ ఇట్, యువర్ పారామీటర్ దే బికమ్ యువర్ పారామీటర్. అంటే నీకు ఎగ్జామ్లో 100 రావాలని కాదు, నీ పక్కన కంటే ఎక్కువ రావాలి అన్న పారామీటర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు యూ నెవర్ బి ఏబుల్ టు పుష్ యువర్ పొటెన్షియల్. సో ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ గెట్ రిచ్ in Hyderabad, I can get rich, but if I don't compare myself with Adani or Ambani or Elon Musk or all these people who are much more beyond, I'll never be able to go beyond Hyderabad. So coming back to the root point, you should never keep it as a competition, because it will never work out in my opinion.
So coming back to your Bangalore life over there, comparing the startup culture, in general the work culture between Bangalore and Hyderabad. Also, how many years were you in Bangalore? 4 years. So in Bangalore and Hyderabad, if you have to compare the startup culture and the work culture, how do you feel about it? What do you think has a better work culture in terms of people, in terms of startups?
Before work culture startup, you go back to the city culture. Now, Bangalore, whoever are living in Bangalore, in the main city of Bangalore, are not from Bangalore. They are from different parts of the country who came down to Bangalore. So the culture is nothing but the people. So you have a very diversified culture. Now coming back to Hyderabad, people who are staying in Hyderabad, majority of them are from Andhra and Telangana. you see maybe 20 or 30 maximum percentage outside that people to come inside. So that city itself, you'll answer, the culture is pretty much subcontinentish. Bangalore is little bit more it's exponential. So that culture accepted more things because there is someone who will accept your madness. Hyderabad lo adundadanta, and we want to change that, and that's the reason what Communite is doing also. We are trying to bring lot of culture diversification into people's life. So it's a very big difference, but also it is not something that is so radical that can't be attained. It's a gradual shift. It will go over time.
Now coming back to your startup Community, could you explain to our viewers what actually Community does?
Yeah, so I'll start with that, with the spelling itself, that it is not community, it's Communite. It's like the moment you see it, it's like, so for example, all great brands, they start off with simple verbs also. For example, do you know what is the full form of Paytm? Pay through mobile. Do you know the full form of Oyo? On your own. So these are all simple words which come together and become beautiful verbs. For example, if you phone pay anedi, it's not even, that word didn't exist before that company. Paytm wasn't, that word didn't exist, it was not in the dictionary. So the same way we try to coin this term known as Communite, which says come unite on a like-minded. So you have a madness called as Niku anime ane pitchundi. If you tell it to a group of friends that mama watch this anime, I have 15-20 friends who tried to make me watch anime. నాకు ఎక్కేది కాదు మామ, చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి నేను చూసిన నింజా స్టామ్, డైనో థండర్, నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు దిస్ anime. But they were really mad about anime. When we started anime club, people in that club, they are mad about anime. Okay, episode release అయితే మనం ఎలా అయితే, I don't know if you are a movie fan, but when I watch a Mahesh Babu or Pawan Kalyan movie, I'll fill with happiness. పిచ్చెక్కినట్టు ఉంటుంది నాకు. They have that kind of madness when they're watching a freaking cartoon. But in my head it's cartoon, but for them anime is a beautiful concept. So you come unite on a like-minded passion and mental. That is what Communite is all about. You come and you find your tribe. That's our tagline also.
That's interesting. So for the viewers, Sir has also been the co-founder of a previous company called Habit. So what was Habit about, and what really went wrong with Habit?
So yeah, Habit again. So it was during lockdown. We start this edtech company. So again, so it is known as hobbies. It's Habit has a thing where like every course can be like, you name the course. You want to learn poker. You want to learn baking. You want to learn how to do calligraphy, vocal coaching. Almost like 150 plus courses in it. You can learn these things in a 21-day period. So basically, they say ఏదైనా 21 days చేస్తే నీకు ఒక హ్యాబిట్లా అవుతుందంటారు కదా. సో యూ టేక్ యువర్ హాబీ అండ్ యూ మేక్ ఇట్ ఇన్ టు ఎ హ్యాబిట్ ఓవర్ దిస్ కోర్స్ అని. సో ఐ హ్యాడ్ ఎ బ్యూటిఫుల్ co-founders like Somnath, Sandeep and Raghav Goyal. They are from BITS, Goa. So we founded this company, we raised funding for it, we got published in a couple of articles, magazines. Our application was out on iOS and Android. We had good amount of users also. What went wrong ante, after COVID, I'm sad that COVID ended, not in a negative way, but it ended and people bounced back to offline much more faster. Janaliki online, they didn't want to be there. So one of the biggest blow was that. And second thing, people, the learning curve is different. For example, I'm teaching a beatbox. There is known as boots and cats. It's known as, that's the beat of a beatbox. So this is something which is very easy. Kani, you might take 1 hour to learn, I might take 10 minutes to learn. So now what happens is, in this group class, నేను 10 నిమిషాల్లో learn చేసుకుని, I'm waiting for that 50 minutes for you to learn. There is amount of pressure on you to learn faster, and I'm getting wasted time. So very bad UX, user experience is very bad. This was one of the biggest thing. The learning curve is very different. 2 + 2 = 4 and నువ్వు మ్యాథ్స్లో ఉంటే నువ్వు నేర్చుకోగలుగుతావు. కానీ నాకు డిస్లెక్సియా ఉన్నా కానీ నాకు స్ట్రాంగ్ ఐక్యూ లేకపోతే నేను నేర్చుకోలేను కదా. The same thing applies to creative fields also. That's where we went wrong.
So coming back to your startup Homely Fit, what motivated you to start a healthy foods brands, desserts? So half industry lo kela.
I'll tell you an interesting fact. The name of why Homely Fit ani. So there is this brand called Homely. You guys know Homely అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. It is a Swiggy exclusive brand, Swiggy own brand. There is a brand called Eat Fit, which was a Zomato owned brand. నువ్వు స్విగ్గీకి వెళ్ళి ఈట్ ఫిట్ అని కొడితే నీకు ఏది రాదు, జొమాటోకి వెళ్ళి హోమ్లీ అని కొడితే రాదు. సో వీ టుక్ ద బ్రాండ్ నేమ్ ఆఫ్ హోమ్లీ అండ్ ఈట్ ఫిట్ నుంచి ఫిట్ తీసి we made it homely fit. So if you go to Zomato and search for homely, you will not see it because it's Swiggy brand kabatti, but the first search that comes is homely fit. So that's the way we tried to use SEO into naming that company. And what went beyond starting that is, I'm a very big foodie. Chinnappudu నాకు ఫుడ్ అంటే చాలా ఇష్టం. I was almost 125 kgs when I was Goa నుంచి హైదరాబాద్ షిఫ్ట్ అయిపోయినా. After habit, I was very much into fat. సో అప్పుడు నాకు సన్నగా అవ్వడానికి ఎవరిని అడిగినా కానీ సాలెడ్ తినమంటాడు. ఐ డోంట్ బిలీవ్ ఇట్. సాలెడ్స్ కాదు. ఐ డోంట్ ఇఫ్ డూ యూ నో ద ఏ గాయ్ నేమ్ విశ్వభారత్? I've heard. So he's a influencer. He's a fitness influencer and right now he's doing this challenge known as burger and biryani challenge. మధ్యాహ్నం బిర్యానీస్ తింటూ రాత్రి బర్గర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్లీ ఫిట్ తింటూ he's losing weight. And he wants to get his six-pack using the same diet also. So that's basically my concept, where if you want to lose weight or get fit, you don't have to eat salads. You just need to calculate your macros. ఆ పని మేము చేస్తాం. You just eat whatever we send and live happily. So that's how Homely Fit started.
So how did Homely Fit start? Was it an online cloud kitchen? Or?
I was the head chef. I was the only chef. I started it in my apartment, and my brother obviously was supporting me because my brother also is a fitness trainer. So he's a certified fitness trainer who used to work in a 45 gym and does personal training. అక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చారు. సో వాడు he influenced me to do this beautiful, like, you know, what to cook, what not to eat అని వాడి ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ ఉంది. Started off in my home, and around 4 years back it started off in my home, and touch food, I don't know where is it, I'm just touching wood. So from there it went up to a stage where we had almost 8 branches in Hyderabad. We were clocking amazing turnover. But lockdown tarvat again, food, I understood how food industry works also. I burnt a lot of cash, I lost a lot of money. But we are down to 3 branches right now. Madhapur, Malakpet, Manikondlo branches. They are running really nice and they're going well.
So generally the perception of cloud kitchen, generally teenagers ఆడుకుంటే కాలేజ్ మామ క్లౌడ్ కిచెన్ పెట్టుకుంటే సెట్ మామ పైసలు వచ్చేసి ఆ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పర్సెప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఏం కష్టపడాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. యూ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ క్లౌడ్ కిచెన్. Your life is set. What do you feel? Is that really?
I started with that notion only. Double వచ్చేస్తే రాదు. I started off. But in very simple, like grass is always green on the other side. చూడ్డానికి, let's say you are a software engineer ఒక రిసెప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. You have a cafe owner or like a cloud kitchen or any అంటే a different reception. People think it's extremely cool. People think it's extremely interesting. కానీ it is good to చాకరీ. నువ్వు ఒక క్లౌడ్ కిచెన్ పెట్టుకున్నావు అంటే, ఆర్ రెస్టారెంట్ ఫర్ ద మ్యాటర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ వెరీ వెరీ లేబర్ ఇంటెన్సివ్, వర్కింగ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఇంటెన్సివ్ కంపెనీ. నీకు చాలా ఖర్చులు ఉంటాయి అండ్ యూ వర్క్ ఆన్ వాల్యూమ్స్. ఇప్పుడు హార్డ్లీ మాట్లాడితే యూ వర్క్ ఆన్ 10% మార్జిన్ బిజినెస్. ఫుడ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ 10% మార్జిన్. పీపుల్ సే దట్ 100%, 200% అంటారు, కానీ ఆల్ ది ఓవర్ హెడ్స్ తీసుకుంటే, లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ గోయింగ్ డౌన్ టు టర్మినాలజీస్, రఫ్లీ నువ్వు ఒక 100 రూపాయలు సేల్ చేస్తే నీ చేతిలో 15 రూపాయలు మిగులుతాయి. 100 to 15 rupees, that's how it is. So if anyone who is thinking of starting a cloud kitchen or any restaurant business, if you have 15% as a revenue or a margin, basically you are in a beautiful business.
What kind of difference does it make, cloud kitchen, restaurant owned business, franchise owned business? Differences at last say.
It all boils down to money. Like kitchen lopala, it is the same effect. Like no cloud. Edi pettukunnam, inside the kitchen it is the same thing. Outside the kitchen, if it's a cloud kitchen, you don't need any sitting space, you don't need any serving staff, you don't need any payment system or anything, and you can run it for a longer period of time also if it's a cloud kitchen. And when you are having a cafe or a restaurant business, you need to make sure that enough seating is there, and a seating hygiene on the చూసుకోవాలి. And when you're keeping seating, the entire vibe check has to be made. Normalగా పెట్టేసి జనాలు వస్తారని ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయడు. You need to create that vibe. And you need to have a serving staff. And after that, a serving వచ్చిన cleaning staff ఉండాలి. And these are all menial jobs. Someone who comes, takes your plate. అంటే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ అంబిషన్ అది ఉండదు కదా. People are doing a lot of like అలా అవసరం కోసం. So they are not again sustainable, they are not loyal. So you have like so many people, you need to have a very very good labor intensive. So if you are coming out of cloud kitchen I honestly suggest you guys, it's a very labor intensive thing. You need to be prepared to have that much labor occupied in it.
Now, coming back to the question, Hyderabad, the restaurants game is booming. Prati gully ko cafe vastundi, prati gully ko restaurant vastundi. Now, amidst all of this competition, what strategies do you employ to kind of stand out from the competition?
Okay, so along with this fact, like along with this particular homely fit, I also worked as a chef consultant. I worked in a coffee shop called as True Black in Jubilee Hills. Yeah, and then I worked in a coffee shop called as Last House Coffee in Durgam Chowdhury. So I worked in these cafes to understand what is the structure of it. If you want to stand out in the Hyderabad segment of it, you need to have one selling point. Either okka selling point undi anukunte, it can be the vibe of it, it can be the menu of it, it can be the affordability. Example, Lama Khan in Banjara Hills. Have you heard about it? Lama Khan.
Biggest coffee and chai and samosa.
Yeah, biggest selling point, it's very affordable. 10 మంది వెళ్ళినా కానీ మహా అంటే అయ్యేది 500-600 అవుతుంది. It's one of their biggest selling point. నువ్వు అదే 500తో నువ్వు ఒక్కడి వెళ్ళినా కానీ లాస్ట్ హౌస్ కాఫీ you will not be able to. So it is also about what is that one point you are selling. Last house coffee is selling you a point of it's near lake pakkane. Hyderabad ఇంకేది లేదు నీకు affordable lake పక్కన కూర్చొని తినడానికి. So you need to have a really good selling point, beat any kind of establishment if you're starting something in Hyderabad.
What is your USP?
For Homely Fit, if you want to transform your life in terms of your gut or your diet, just blindly trust us. మమ్మల్ని నమ్మి 3 నెలలు ఇచ్చారంటే 30 కేజీలు వెళ్తుంది కాదు 10 కేజీలైనా we promise to at least have like a really good transformation of at least 10 kgs if you trust us blindly for 3 months.
Homely Fit is not just it's also like subscription based.
It's the biggest revenue runs on subscription. You say that, you tell us you have a goal. Like Tanishq, I need to lose, let's say 10 kgs for whatever in a healthy way. So that we'll take it up as a goal. We'll understand your lifestyle. We'll try to design a meal plan that's exclusively for you. నీకు ఏది ఇష్టమో ఏమి ఇష్టం లేదో చూసుకొని we'll try to make a meal plan of it and we make sure we deliver that to your doorstep wherever you are. And you just eat what we send and live for 3-4 months and you'll see a good transformational change.
Be it any business, restaurants, a business and entrepreneur, having a loyal customer base is the most crucial and also the most difficult part. So do you think Homely Fit this is what is helps you maintain a loyal customer base, your USP?
I have a user who has been eating since 4 years and a couple of actors who have been there since 2 to 2.5 years. For example, Teja Sajjan, an actor, he's been having Homely Fit since 2 years. So it is just that you make it so easy on their gut that you get used to. You will go back to your mom's cooking. Like that's very, very comfortable for you. The same way, I think so, there has been so good customer loyalty that people feel that it is their home food. So that's the reason we survive also. We have a really good customer base, but it keeps changing also. Like every 3-4 months, average of a customer like lasts for 3 to 4 months. Then they again change.
So the thing is, loyal customers only reason is it your affordability, is it your taste, or is it the
habit? You get used to it. You get used to it for a consistent good amount of time that it will become a habit for you. That's one of the biggest reasons. Like after a point of time, people wouldn't want to try out new things. You go for the most safety thing. For example, you only go back when you're ordering food from any place, Zomato or Swiggy, and you want to try something new. But Niku anta energy ledu. You would go to the most safety point of view. And people don't like to experiment that much. It's a very big customer psychology trick. Any app that is D2C company, you check it out. They will always say you have previously purchased these items. You take Amazon, this goes, Zomato, this goes, Swiggy, this goes. Anything that's D2C app, they'll try to push you the point of what you have already purchased. Because there is a safety feature associated with it. In your subconscious memory, okay, I've already tried this, I liked it, so I'll repeat it. That's the reason they have started this concept of customer retention. Enta regular ga unte nu anta brand ni anta trust chestavu. So that's why you need to figure that one particular out. You need to figure out what people like. Dish ki people are coming back and you need to start selling that more.
So it's kind of a trust game, credibility game, all that.
Yeah, everything. Selling is nothing but credibility. If you are credible, then you don't even need to sell. Ippudu Devara cinema vastundi. Like ఎలా ఉన్నా కానీ first day I will go because I have this credibility that okay, I'll go for this movie regardless of it. So the credibility builds over time. Just consistency. You keep doing what you're good at. Over a period of time, you'll have the credibility built.
Coming back to my next question, ఇప్పుడు బిజినెస్ అనే మనీ కావాలి అండ్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ మనీ రైట్ నో ఐ ప్రాబ్లీ గో టు ఇన్వెస్టర్ యూ హ్యావ్ డన్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ రేస్డ్ మనీ ఫర్ యువర్ ప్రీవియస్ స్టార్ట్అప్ హౌ వాజ్ ఇట్ డిఫికల్ట్ హౌ వాజ్ ఇట్ ఎలా మేనేజ్ చేశారు
So when we're raising funds for Habit, the biggest, like the first primary point is how much excited are you at the founder? Like the founder, they'll check it out. నువ్వు ఎంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్తో ఉన్నావు అని they'll check it out. And obviously it will all boil down to, if I'm putting 10 rupees to you, I'm expecting 100 back. Any investor. And as an investor, they have been seeing it also. If they make investments into 10 companies, 8 will flunk. The 2 companies that will give up to the entire, so it's known as the Proctor principle, 80-20. You would have heard about it. 80% of the volume comes from the 20% business annattu. 80% of the profits come from the 20% of the startups, which work out. Koni work out about. So when you are going for external funding, number one question: did your dad or uncle or family, anybody invested in your company? What would you say? Yes or no? If they have invested, good. That means they trust you. Okay, like they have not invested ante, investor okay question adutadu. మీ సొంత ఫ్యామిలీ వాళ్ళు నేను నమ్మలేదు. How can you expect a stranger to trust you? You need to have a really good answer. If you don't have a good answer, then you're not going to get the investment. Like imagine, like no one will believe that your family didn't have the basic money of 5 or 10 lakhs to invest in your company. ఎందుకు అడగలేదు మీ డాడీని? బికాస్ ఇట్స్ యువర్ మనీ. వెన్ ఇట్స్ యువర్ మనీ పెయిన్ఫుల్ ఉంటుంది, చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉంటావు ఖర్చు పెట్టడానికి. అదే ఇన్వెస్టర్ మనీ ఉంటే నీళ్ళలో ఖర్చు పెడతావు. సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ ఎనీ ఇన్వెస్టర్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ వుడ్ ఫస్ట్ చెక్ హౌ మచ్ ఆర్ యూ పర్సనలీ ఇన్వెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ దిస్ కంపెనీ. వెన్ వీ వర్ డూయింగ్ హ్యాబిట్, ఐ వాస్ ఆల్ ఇన్. నా దగ్గర ఉన్న సేవింగ్స్ అంతా తీసుకుని డబ్బులు అప్పుడు సంపాదించినంత బిజినెస్ ఐ వెంట పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద కంపెనీ. సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ వీ కుడ్ ఈజీలీ గెట్ అక్రాస్ ద ఫండింగ్ ఆల్సో.
What is your future plans with them in the next 5 years to 10 years?
Which one you want me to tell? Communite or Homely Fit?
It's your turn.
So yeah, Homely Fit, like so it's Niku multiple companies when you want to run, no? You need to have a really good strong team, and that comes over time. So right now my entire focus is on Communite. I want to make it a really cool social media platform. So within the next 5 years, I didn't keep like okay could reach out on because that will again be like a stopping limit. The roof is unlimited, so I don't know where it will go, but I'm going to give in my all 100% until I drain out my last money in my bank account and my energy in my body. I'm going to give it to Communite because I feel it's a problem worth solving. But Homely Fit is my safety net. It will give my survival. Right now my brother is taking majority care of it. He's helping me out, like he's taking care of majority of the stuff.
For Homely Fit?
Homely Fit, yeah. He got into it because his movie koncham break dorkinది అన్నమాట. So we got in like we sold some stake. We got in a managing partner for the brand, and he's also running the game. So I can focus on Communite. So within 5 years, I don't want to keep like a limit, but we want to make sure that we are across India. Right now we are available in Chennai, we are available in Mumbai, we are available in Vizag. So eventually we want to shift to every possible city that's out there.
Also, Communite and Homely Fit are kind of different sectors or different industries. How do you manage your time within that? What kind of effect does it put?
There's a word called as sacrifice. So people don't talk about it that much, but if you are meant for greatness, if you are meant for doing something big, I think people should start talking about this more, where you have to sacrifice a lot. Okay, you have 1 hour time. 1 hour you can sit and ideate how you can solve a problem, or you can just open Prime or Netflix and watch a really cool 2-3 episodes or a movie. I'm not saying this is right or this is wrong, but it is what are you willing to sacrifice. I am willing to sacrifice 1 hour of my chill time, of my dopamine, to solving a problem. People say that why do people smoke or drink or any kind of, all these are dopamine spikes. Like you need to, like this is I did my, like one of my psychology, I did like a small research paper on this, where people want a dopamine every day at every point of the time. నువ్వు ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్లో స్క్రోల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు యూ డోంట్ లైక్ ద రీల్, స్క్రోల్ మ్యాక్సిమం 5 seconds నచ్చకపోతే మళ్ళీ స్క్రోల్. గంట హౌ మెనీ అవర్స్ వుడ్ యూ యాక్చువల్లీ స్పెండ్ ఇన్ గెటింగ్ దట్ డోపమైన్? that rush of, let's say, Anirudh's music edit with some random, edits you watch, you get that dopamine spike. People want that across everywhere. Entrepreneurship is not dopamine. It is sluggish, boring, doing the same thing again and again and again. Hard work. నువ్వు లేచి you gotta do the same thing again. నీకు నచ్చలేదు, talk to more customers, you talk to more customers, you try to understand more consumers. That's when you will build a really, really cool product. So you need to start sacrificing a lot. And if you're building ఒకటి కాదు 2 companies అంటే then gone. Like నీకున్న రోజులో my day starts అంటే ఒక leave aside, I work out and I take my personal, like I really love playing, like my personal time ante I would go play volleyball or I go play cricket and I or I'll be in the gym or I really love running. Ivi kaakunda if I have like 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 hours Homely Fit, 6 hours Communite.
And what keeps you motivated every day? You wake up doing the same thing. What keeps you motivated?
That is, everyone has their own personal reasons. For example, again, I give a lot of movie references because movies had my fucking DNA. For example, KGF, when you see even it's a written script, KGF, why was Yash going mad after this? And he was not angry on anyone. He just needed that one particular promise of whatever he made to his mom. Right or wrong, there was one motive. So each person has their own motive. So I think so it's very it can't be generic. But my motive, I think so majorly would be, I always believe this one philosophy that treat others how you want to be treated. Empathy. So I wish I had like a platform called as Homely Fit when I came to Hyderabad. Ledu. So I started one. I wish I had a platform like Communite when I'm living in Hyderabad. So it's not there. So I started one. So that keeps me fulfilling. People getting impacted by it. 2 hours back, I got a message from Meghna Ravani. She's a pilot in the Indian Air Force. When she was in Hyderabad, she was part of the running club, she was part of the football club, and she still messages me saying that, Sathwik, because of you, I met really, really cool people. And messages like this keep me going on. So that was my motive, where how much of an impact that you have on other people, that is my motive, and that is what makes me wake up morning, don't go that routine of watching 1 hour Instagram lo kaakunda, get up, finish your work and sit on creating more useful things.
So previously you answered this. See, 1 hour Netflix problem, 1 hour find a problem, find a solution to it. See, as we find a lot of problems around us, we find a lot of solutions to it. So how do I know that this solution is monetizable? That's the word. How do I judge that?
Number one, okay, again, each person has their own definition of monetization. So I would say that if you're following money is your motive. Money is your prime source of happiness. So when you are going after money, you are not actually solving a problem. You are looking at how to make more money. నీకు నిజంగా డబ్బులు సంపాదించిన ఒక గోల్ అయితే ఐ స్టార్ట్ ఇన్ డ్రగ్ డీలింగ్ కదా, ఐ విల్ మేక్ మచ్ మోర్ మనీ. యూ స్టార్ట్ డ్రగ్ డీలింగ్, యూ హ్యావ్ crores and crores of rupee. So that should not be a motive. It should be a small gray area of, I love solving this problem and I can make some basic money out of it where I can survive also. That's the kind of problem you need to pick up solving. Otherwise you will not be able to go anywhere, because money will always, there is no end to it. Any billions kavali. So you will kind of lose that moral values, lose that ethics value, in my head obviously, and you will go after money a lot. So that should never be a motive. A problem that you feel you will wake up and you look forward to solve. For example, from today morning I have been really, really very interested about a chess tournament. We are activating the chess club and we are doing a chess tournament, and that keeps me excited. I have talked to the venues, I have talked where we can do it, and I'm interested in that. So you need to figure out a problem that you enjoy solving, and you figure out a way how you can make basic money out of it that you can survive.
So if money topic వచ్చింది కాబట్టి, I've also heard a lot of entrepreneurs saying this, money is not everything for an entrepreneur. So do you believe by this? What is your take on this?
So an entrepreneur should have 50-50 objective on this. He personally should not feel that money is his primary motive, but he should also feel that should not be the same motive for the people who are working along with him, because నీకు ఒక ప్యాషన్ ఆఫ్ పిచ్ ఉంది కానీ you can't expect the people who are working for you to have the same passion and pitching. That is not fair. You are solving a problem, but you need to make sure the team is happy with whatever they are getting paid. So that is where entrepreneurship comes from. Like you need to match both of these things, and వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన డబ్బులు అరేంజ్ చేసి దాని తర్వాత you can think about your passion and your problem solving. So it's a 50-50 approach in my opinion. You need to have that money should not be everything అని నీ పర్సనల్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఉండాలి, but don't expect your team to have the same objective.
Coming back to your startup, Communite, what's currently happening there?
Oh, yeah. So it's an interesting question. Right now, we are also getting someone known as the Communite captains. So we are trying to gather a really cool ecosystem where you have a madness known as you really, really love Formula 1, Ferrari, like the entire team of Ferrari. You can run your own Ferrari club in Hyderabad. So whatever ecosystem that you need to encourage and make that habit, like that club, we will try to give you all the resources. So when I say this club, you can have any club. You really, really love beatboxing. We recently had a beatboxing event. You like very simple, like you like trekking, you like stargazing. We have an astronomy club. Like you have the ability right now to create your own club. We curated our own clubs. Now the platform is open for anyone to come and create their own club. And there is out there, we have a really cool audience who will also accept your madness. And if they share the same madness, they'll come and they'll join you.
What are the future events planned for Communite?
So it depends upon you guys. So if you guys want to create a really cool event, we're all open. You can come in and we'll make it happen. This weekend, for example, the chess championship is happening. Last weekend, there was a beatboxing championship. దాని ముందు రోజు యూ హ్యాడ్ ఎ యోగా రిట్రీట్. దాని ముందు వీకెండ్ వీ హ్యాడ్ లైక్ ఏ స్పోర్ట్స్ ఎక్స్పో ఎట్ హైటెక్స్ వేర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 4,000+ ఫుట్ఫాల్. సో దెర్ ఈస్ నో లిమిట్ టు దిస్. యూ కమ్ యునైట్ ఆన్ వాట్ ఎవర్ మ్యాడ్నెస్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ యూ హ్యావ్ లైక్ ఎ పెట్ ఈవెంట్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. సో దెర్ ఇస్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ స్టఫ్. సో దెర్ ఈస్ నో స్పెసిఫిక్ థింగ్ యాజ్ దిస్ అని. సో దెర్ ఇస్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ క్రియేటివ్ స్టఫ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ అక్రాస్. So it's up to you. You guys who are seeing this, it's up to you guys to come and see. If you want to create some madness, we're all up and open.
Also, the primary audience being the college students of Sathwik College and the students in around Telangana. వాళ్ళ కమ్యూనైట్ అంటే నేను ఇప్పుడు కాలేజ్లో తీసుకుంటా ఇదంతా వై షుడ్ ఐ కమ్ అవుట్ అనే ఫీలింగ్. సో హౌ డు యు కన్విన్స్ దెమ్?
Number one point. So you when you are, I told it like Vasavi as a college is beautiful. You guys have someone accepting your madness. They have someone appreciating your passion. But they'll all be in their own sweet comfort zone. When you come out to the real world, that's where you have people who will be more understanding. Neek dance system. No, Vasavi is best dancer. Beautiful. Come and see in Hyderabad if there's someone who is way more better than you. That's where you learn, kada. When you're in the most comfort zone, see, whenever you are really, really happy where you are at, that basically means that you are in your comfort zone. And people don't grow in comfort zone. People only survive in comfort zone. If you really want to grow, if you really think that you have what it takes to push your limits, obviously being in comfort zone is very nice. Naakante better effort laid annappudu you happy gaane untavu. You have seen this in many, many movies. Hero comes and that's when the second fellow who is part of the hero, he'll also feel that okay, I need to get better. So people who are in Vasavi, first of all, kudos to the entire team who are doing this. But if you have a madness and if you want to share that madness with people much more higher and better, you come out and come join us. Obviously, you will see them.
So right now, Communite is only in India.
Yeah, right.
So can we expect it in and around the globe as well?
So yeah, like for example, when Facebook started, it was only in Pennsylvania and in US. But what madness did it create? So the goal is we create that ecosystem for the entire change to happen. And yeah, I think so. As long as my passion and that fire is there, and you have a beautiful team, our team passion on the ante, you never know when it can go as big as it can.
Communite as an industry, do you think who's your biggest competitor in this segment?
We do not have like an organized competitor for now, but obviously Instagram is a very big competitor, if you say, because Instagram was acquired by Facebook because Facebook thought Instagram was a competition. So I think so probably we'll grow big enough for Instagram to come and acquire us. We'll be more than happy.
That's nice. So there's a segment myth versus fact related to health food because you come from that kind of industry. That's what you do for a living. So there's a myth versus fact. I'll ask you a few questions.
Sure, yeah.
Healthy food is always expensive.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest myth. Why should we wait? I mean, you don't healthy and basically you eat what is available. No fruits, it's very very affordable. You want to eat fruits like avocado, they are expensive. Eat bananas, eat apples. And having a pizza is more costly than having rice and dal. Rice and dal is healthy. Have 3 to 4 boiled eggs to it. Right? So healthy food is nothing but keeping it simple. Sorry guys. Yeah. You keep it simple, it's healthy. So people mistake it as costly because you are going after fancy things. You need avocados, you need foxtail millets, you want to eat quinoa, you want to eat sourdough. Any also, if healthy తినాలనుకుంటే you can eat rice, dal, eggs. It should be equal proportion of carbs, fats and proteins. Even the end you will have a really really good meal.
Second myth we among youngsters is healthy food అంటే మనకు ఫస్ట్ గుర్తొచ్చే green leafy vegetables, fruits. So healthy food అంటే it's like tasteless food. Is that a myth?
It's one of the biggest myth because people think that whatever you're eating, for example, okay, people think that burger is a very very tasty dish. Let's break down burger. The buns are made out of maida, and maida has like 0% nutritional value. And you take down into the patty. It's nothing but chicken. No, then deep fry chicken grill chesko. There is all the tomatoes, ye green leafy antaru. It's all there in all the burgers. It's nothing but lettuce. So you just need lot of unhealthy fats for you to eat that basic fresh vegetables. And it will take over time for you to actually love that kind of healthy fresh ingredients. చిన్నప్పుడు యూ యూస్ టు అప్రిషియేట్ దెమ్ ఏ లాట్, ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ వాస్ ఈజీలీ యాక్సెసిబుల్ టు యూ. ప్రతిరోజు నీకు మంచి కూర చేసి ఇంట్లో మమ్మీ పెట్టేసరికి నీకు బాగా కూరెక్కి లైక్ పీపుల్ స్టాప్డ్ ఈటింగ్ హెల్దీ. ఇఫ్ నాట్, ఈటింగ్ హెల్దీ కీప్స్ యూ లైట్, ఈటింగ్ హెల్దీ ఇస్ వెరీ ఈజీ ఆన్ యువర్ గట్. యూ ఆర్ వెరీ 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 క్లియర్ హెడెడ్ ఇఫ్ యువర్ గట్ ఇస్ నైస్. నీకు ఇమాజిన్ నీకు కడుపు నొప్పి వస్తే విల్ యూ బి ఏబుల్ టు థింక్ స్ట్రైట్? యూ హ్యావ్ ఫీవర్, విల్ యూ బి ఏబుల్ టు థింక్ స్ట్రైట్? When you know all this still, you would go and eat things that can cause you fever or cold or stomachache. So people got used to that because of capitalism. It's a very different scenario. All these myths are put in your head because of capitalism. No one, like you will have like a beautiful delicious ad of KFC burger gani, you will not have a beautiful ad of spinach. That's what goes into the burger, but they will not show that. So all these myths are fueled by capitalism.
Burgers and corn, burgers generally they say that they have a lot of calories. So calories is a measurement of how healthy your food is. Is that a method?
No. So you are mistaking health and fitness. These might be very very similar line low, but they are two different concepts. For example, a person can be really really fit, but they are not healthy. You would have seen a lot of actors actually die because of they are doing treadmill exercises. So you would have heard they are fit, how come did they die? So it's a very very same tangent but two different approaches. Calories fall under the fitness aspect of it. So an entire watermelon might have 150 calories, but one spoon of peanut butter also will have 150 calories. I'm not exact, but roughly. So it's also about what kind of calories you are consuming. నువ్వు ఒక ప్యాకెట్ ఆఫ్ లేస్ చిప్స్ తింటున్నప్పుడు గో జస్ట్ టర్న్ ఇట్ అరౌండ్, సీ హౌ మెనీ క్యాలరీస్ ఆర్ దేర్. రఫ్గా 240-250 ఉంటాయి. The same amount of calories, you can have it in 2 to 3 idlis with some really good chutney. Now imagine you are eating that or you are eating Lay's. Same calories, but what is more fulfilling? You should know the answer. If Lay's is what makes you fulfilling, then I pray to you that you have much more better other options in terms of health. Otherwise, you will not be able to survive. So calories are not at all related to your health. It is only related to your fitness. If you want to lose weight, put on weight, calories make sense. Otherwise, you eat how much ever your body requires and demands.
So finishing off this question, I want to finish off this podcast. I want to ask a very personal question. General, with any teenager who's in his 12th grade, before if they have any interest and they had this conversation, if they're lucky enough to have the conversation with their parents, like singing ante interest undi, dancing ante interest undi, film making ante interest undi, cooking ante interest undi, అన్నప్పుడు పేరెంట్స్ జనరల్గా ఏమంటారు, యూ జాయిన్ బీటెక్, బీబీఏ, బీకామ్, అదొక సేఫ్ స్పాట్ అని ఒక బ్యాకప్ లెక్క ఉంటుంది. దాని తర్వాత గో అండ్ పర్సూ యువర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. కానీ కాలేజ్ అయ్యాక కూడా వెరీ స్మాల్ చాంక్ ఆఫ్ యాక్చువల్లీ గోయింగ్ టు దర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. వాళ్ళకి ద రెస్ట్ ద అదర్ పీపుల్ హ్యాడ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లీ గోయింగ్ టు ద జాబ్. ఇంకా తర్వాత వాట్ స్టాపింగ్ దెమ్ అంటే దర్స్ అ వాయిస్ ఇన్ ద హెడ్ దట్ స్టాపింగ్ దెమ్. సి ఇప్పుడు జాబ్ ఉందయ్యా, మనము ఇలా లెట్స్ సే వీ హ్యావ్ అ టర్మ్ కాల్డ్ అన్కన్వెన్షనల్ కెరియర్స్, సింగింగ్ కానీ, డాన్సింగ్ కానీ, ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్ కానీ. ఈ అన్కన్వెన్షనల్ కెరియర్స్కి వెళ్ళి మనం సొసైటీలో ఎలా బతుకుతాము, పైసలు ఎలా సంపాదిస్తాం, మన పేరెంట్స్ మీద ఏం ముఖం చూపించుకుంటాం అని ఒక భయం ఉంటుంది మైండ్లో. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ స్టాపింగ్ దెమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లీవింగ్ ద 9 to 5 జాబ్ అండ్ స్టార్టింగ్ సంథింగ్ వేర్ దర్ heart lies. So what is your advice to them? How would you tell them to?
I'll not be preachy and say that like, why are you worrying about all the other people, or why are you worrying about all the other you know, నీలో ఒకడు ఉంటాడు. There is someone in all of us. You have one thought process who is telling you, who you constantly keep talking to. మార్నింగ్ లేచిన వెంటనే ఆ ఒకడు ఇంకొంతసేపు పడుకుందాం మామ అంటాడు, లేదంటే ఇంకొకడు లేదు లేద్దామని. యూ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ థాట్, యూ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ కాన్వర్జేషన్. Whoever that voice is, you are only responsible to make that voice happy. So whatever I do every day I wake up, I am trying to make that voice happy. That is basically myself and my consciousness. And to follow that you need lot of guts. But once you have unlocked that particular secret of how to talk to yourself and get that guts, I think so you'll stop caring about other people. And I don't want to say you should not care about other people, because each person's life is different. But you should start caring about yourself first. And what is that voice saying to you? If that voice says fuck BTech, I'm so sorry if I have to edit it, but if your voice says stop doing what you're doing and do what you love, you'll always be grateful and happy when you grow old. I want to end this with one thing, saying that doing a mistake is always better than being regret. నేను 11th ఉన్నప్పుడు I loved playing cricket. I stopped it because I wanted to come towards the concept of money. I regret it because the guy who was playing along with me right now is a net bowler for Chennai Super Kings. I see him living his life, traveling along with Dhoni, bowling and living his life. And I regret it, but I just don't want to make the same repeat mistakes right now. So my 50-year-old doesn't look back at my 25-year and say that, Macha, why did you do this? So if you're seeing this, remember this thing, mistakes are better than regrets. So just go out there and do mistakes. Yeah.
So that's it, guys. It was a very fulfilling and it was a very knowledgeable podcast. I'm sure all of you learned. I sure did a lot. I sure did learn a lot of things from this podcast. Just talking to Sathwik. So Anna, one last question. How did you feel about the podcast? How was the entire team? How did you appreciate it?
Okay, first thing I love is like from calling Sathwik sir, you called Sathwik Anna, which made me very happy because Anna is an emotion. And second thing, I think so, it takes a lot of energy to come out of your comfort zone and do something that is not so textbook. So I personally have met a couple of people from the team which have put an immense level of hard work in getting this output that you see it on screen. Behind the screen, there is a lot of work that goes in, that shows that how much hard work that goes behind actually seeing the output. So regardless of how the output is, people who are doing this will not stop giving this input. They keep doing this again and again. నేను ఇంతలా చెప్తాడు మూవీ, సినిమా ఫ్లాప్ అయింది, సినిమాలు తీయడం ఆపేస్తామా, సినిమా హిట్ అయింది, తీయకపోవడం ఆపేస్తామా. సో ఇట్స్ యాజ్ సింపుల్ యాజ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు లైక్ కీప్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్ అగైన్ అండ్ అగైన్. అండ్ ఐ థింక్ సో at least whomever I met from the team, you guys share the same attitude. And I think so that is really, really nice, because you can spend this evening spending in any mall or spending out there doing anything that a normal teenager would do, but you choose to come here and do something innovative and nice. That again involves sacrifice. So I'm glad that whoever are seeing this also makes meaningful choices and sacrifices like what the team which made this happen. And yeah, I wish you guys are fucking super. All the best.
Thank you. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to like, share and comment, and please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification.